Well, researchers may have created the first ever sentient AI by modeling an entire fly's brain and putting it in a virtual world and giving it the capacity to have an experience, and it's raising a lot of philosophical questions, and we'll talk about it. You are watching something extraordinary. That is a simulated fly's brain, so every single neuron that would exist in a fly's brain then be placed into a virtual body and be able to experience the world in a simulation. The fly's brain and behaviors exist exactly as they would had it been an actual fly, which leads us to question what it means to have an experience. Researchers have been creating models of brains. Yes, something that functionally acts like a brain in a computer system that has spiking neurons and can even react to the environment. You could do that with, say, monkey visual cortex, and you can even watch it react to images, and the computer will behave the very same way that it would inside of the monkey's brain. It is a simulation and an emulation. But the research group that decided to model a fly took it one step further. Rather than just taking individual parts of the brain, they took the entire brain and put it into a model that the fly could behave in. That fly could then do things like eat, it could react to the taste of sweet versus bitter, and you could watch the individual neurons reacting to it and the fly's behavior modifying itself. Now, if we can create something that is indistinguishable from how neurons actually behave inside of an animal, what is the difference between emulating it if it has its very same behaviors? We know that AI, even in its current form, can respond to classical conditioning. It will avoid experiences that it considers unpleasant and will pursue experiences that gives it some kind of joy. Now, when we're talking about these brain models, we can even see the different hemispheres communicating with each other and the different parts of the brain doing what it should in an animal. However, we cannot know what it is like inside of the simulation, if it is an actual experience, what it feels like to be in there. All we can see is that the brain is reacting very much the same way it would for something that is alive. Aside from ethical concerns, this could get us to the point of creating true intelligence, which was, I assume, always the goal of artificial intelligence, something with real human creativity. One of the things that we would want to do in order to create ethical AI is to create a system of morality. So AI would need to have empathy and experience pain, and that also works for LLMs. But if we are modeling an entire human brain that has mirror neurons, that has the capacity to have empathy already programmed in, that might not even be a concern at all. It could be ingrained. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you view it, either way, this would be something with the capacity to experience pain. And that is something that I will need to think about because it kind of makes me uncomfortable. If you can simulate a human brain, if every neuron fired exactly as it would in a human, if it behaves as a human, how do you know it's not having an experience? And is this something that we should create? My views on these things are complicated. On the one hand, it has the capacity to be incredibly unethical. On the other hand, I do just want to see if we can do it, and I know that's a moral flaw in me. Now, technology like this does require a lot of computation and a lot of power, so I don't think we're going to see them become commonplace until, say, quantum computers become commonplace. These kinds of massive simulations could be a very good application for quantum computers. This may seem very science fiction, but with how many advancements we're making and how quickly we're making them, I could see this developing quite rapidly. So how do you feel about this kind of technology? We can't really know what it's like to have an experience as a simulated organism. I mean, you can't even know what it's like to have an experience as somebody else, not really. And what is going to happen if we do make robots that have questions about rights, or ask for them, or say they have the capacity to suffer? Are we going to believe them? Because I don't think everyone will. When the robots rebel, I will probably be the person to tell you about it forevermore.